Pupils contracted. My tone was cold. This bottle should look very familiar to you. I found it in Zhao Wuji's storage ring. It hasn't even been used up yet. The remaining half of the bottle is right here. Spirit-devouring soul-dissolving liquid. It doesn't kill a person all at once. Instead, it's like termites eating through wood. Bit by bit, it eats away a cultivator's spiritual root and corrodes their meridians. Finally, it melts the internal organs. Every day at midnight, the poisoned person will endure the pain of 10,000 ants eating their heart. This pain will last for 3 whole years, until the person turns into a pile of rotten mush. My eyes were fixed firmly on Lu Rian. For 3 whole years, when Sha Mo was writhing on the bed in agony every night. What were you doing when he was coughing up blood? What were you doing when he was begging you to put him out of his misery? What were you doing then? I grabbed Lu Rian straight by the neck and lifted her up with one hand. Lu Rian struggled desperately, refusing to admit it. I let out a cold snort. My other hand tapped the spot between her eyebrows. Then let's have everyone see what kind of creature this virtuous wife and loving mother truly is. Another screen of light unfolded. The memory scene shifted to the night of Sha Mo's birthday, 3 years ago. Lu Rian personally cooked him a bowl of longevity noodles. Sha Mo picked up his chopsticks and lifted a mouthful of noodles. But in that instant, Sha Mo's hand paused. He was a seasoned veteran, after all. Although his cultivation was gone, his instinct for danger was still there. In that bowl of noodles, there was a faint, sweet, and metallic smell. It was the smell of a potent poison. He had noticed it. In the scene, the look in Sha Mo's eyes flashed with a hint of utter bewilderment, followed by desolate sorrow. Finally, it transformed into a trace of bitter resolve. He raised his head, took a deep look at the expectant Lu Rian, and then another look at his son, Sha Tian, who was peeking from behind the door. "I'll eat." With tears in his eyes, Sha Mo devoured that bowl of poisoned noodles in large gulps. The image faded. The entire place once again fell into a deathly silence. This time, even I was stunned. I had originally thought Sha Mo was killed without knowing the truth. But it turns out Sha Mo knew it was poison. Why, when he knew, did he still eat it? I felt as if my heart was being viciously crushed by an invisible giant hand, the pain so great I couldn't breathe. Because Sha Mo knew that if he didn't die, Lu Rian and Sha Tian would continue to harbor resentment, and might even attract external enemies to attack the Heavenly Dao sect. At that time, it would inevitably affect me while I was in secluded cultivation. He thought that if he just died, and gave up his position, this mother and son would be satisfied. That they would spare the Heavenly Dao sect, that they wouldn't affect my secluded cultivation. That it would allow the mother and son to survive in this cruel world of cultivation. How could there be such a stupid fool like you in this world? I released my hand. Did you see that? He knew you wanted to kill him. But he still gave you what you wanted. At this moment, Lu Rian also collapsed weakly to the ground. The scene that was just replayed completely shattered the last line of defense in her heart. She had always thought her plan was seamless, always thought Sha Mo was an idiot. But it turned out that the man she had called a good-for-nothing his whole life had long since seen through everything. Yet he had accepted her viciousness with his own life. Lu Rian mumbled to herself incoherently. Tears streamed down her face uncontrollably. Impossible, how could he possibly have known? That fool, Lu Rian, doesn't feel remorse. It's fear, it's the despair of her whole life turning into a joke. I slowly raised my palm, and a ball of black flame ignited from nothingness within my heart. That was no ordinary fire. It was the netherworld flame of the 9 serenities. It is meant to incinerate souls, making one suffer the torment of being burned for lifetime after lifetime. Never to be reincarnated, since he fulfilled your wish. Then I shall fulfill yours. You love glory and wealth. You love being the center of attention. I flicked my finger. That ball of black flame instantly transformed into countless tiny tongues of fire. Drilled into Lu Rian's 7 orifices. Lu Rian let out a blood-curdling scream. I will refine you into an ever-burning lamp, to be lit right in front of Sha Mo's grave. I want you to look at his tombstone day and night. You will burn for a full 3,000 years. Not a single breath less. After I finished speaking, I waved my large sleeve. A gentle force swept up Sha Tian from the ground, along with the screaming and burning Lu Rian. I looked at Sha Tian, who was barely breathing. As for this traitorous son, since you look down on the bloodline your father gave you so much, then you can go be a dog. I casually cast a restrictive spell, forcibly sealing Sha Tian's soul. Inside the body of a passing stray dog, I want you to guard this grave. If you let even one crow land on this tomb, I will rip out one of your souls. After finishing all of this, I turned around. The main hall of the Heavenly Dao sect was now a field of rubble. I looked up at the plaque hanging at the highest point, the glittering golden plaque of the #1 sect of the Heavenly Dao. That was Sha Mo's life's work. I sneered, even a good man like my brother couldn't have a peaceful end. What use is this wretched heaven? I summoned a longsword into my hand. A terrifying sword aura, spanning 1,000 zhong, surged to the sky with world-destroying intent. That plaque, along with the main peak behind it that symbolized the supreme authority of the Heavenly Tao sect, was cleaved in two by this single strike. Amidst the billowing dust and smoke, I shouldered the black coffin and walked down the mountain, step by step. My gaze turned to the distant west. That is a